Hello, sir. How we doing? We're recapping Manchester United's loss, 3-0 loss, battering against the Cherry, sir. A game of frustrations once again. Things coming together a little bit for Ruben Amorim, but once again, we suffer from conceding from set pieces, individual errors, and maybe lack of quality in the squad, certainly from that starting 11 perspective. But a frustrating loss for United fans, a frustrating loss for the manager, and we're heading into a big run of fixtures throughout the holidays where we need to be picking up wins, and losing to a team like Bournemouth, given, who we are, who they are, doesn't feel good to anybody. We got Boxing Day around the corner, but either way, we need 3 points. We need it now, and we're facing Wolves on Boxing Day. They're having a new manager bounce. How we feeling? How we doing about another loss in the Premier League under our new manager, Ruben Amorim?
Manchester United, Merry Christmas, headed into Christmas holiday at the lowest point since 89-90, 13th in the table. Say it ain't so. A club in crisis, a squad in crisis. This team, Amorim, you saw the long look on the touchline. He looked tired. He looked like he hasn't slept in a while. And, man, he's staring at a giant pile of smoldering shit that is this squad. Brutal. I have to disagree with the manager on the starting 11. Malacia, not going to do it against the Cherries, ultimately. And he decided to start the kid, and he got dusted, had to be subbed in the first half. So, sir, Xerxes, another one. Look, this team, it's just going to take time. This manager, it's going to take time. I just have a bad feeling it's going to take longer than the United faithful want.
It always takes longer than what you want, especially when you're doing such a big task that is to turn Manchester United around and get us back where we need to belong. He inherited a mess. Look, he came in this season. We were basically where we are right now and expected to work miracles in as competitive a Premier League as you're ever going to see. I think every year it's going to just get more and more competitive. We've been saying that for a while, and I think now you're really starting to see it. But hey, bluffers let you down. They let you down on set pieces, right? We look decent enough in open play, but every time we get into a set piece or a corner these days, whether it's under Ruben or the previous manager, we fall apart. That has to be fixed. I think that speaks to the mentality of this team. Same time, Maz, a player who's been fantastic, one of the great signings actually made in recent memory, has a clunker and gives away like a bad penalty for anybody, but especially a player of his quality. And then at the same time, this team is a mess, a lot of poor signings under the last manager and a lot of just like players that are still sitting around collecting paycheck after paycheck. So we need to be patient with this manager. You can see what he's trying to do. There was some promising things from this performance, even though obviously
3-0 at home.
We out XG'd him, sir. We did do some things, and they had a penalty.
The stat sheet didn't. I agree with you. The stat sheet looked good, but it didn't. They dictated the play.
They looked better than us. They looked way better than us.
They dominated the first half. Look, the Mainu Ugarte. I thought Ugarte did well today. Mainu's off his game.
Yes.
You can't slate the kid. He's just a kid, but he's not the player he was last season, unfortunately. Played way too much for England and United. Like, there's got to be some fatigue setting in. Also, a new system he's getting used to. So there's reasons for it, but I felt like Bruno Ugarte in the midfield, too, really works the best at United. And Mainu and Bruno in the second half didn't have the same grit and teeth, and we need some spit and grit in the midfield because we look all over the place. It is like dogs on roller skates out there. It's brutal, and the attack is toothless. I mean, again, Bruno, big chances, didn't put him away. A lot of moaning from the captain, a lot of whinging. It's tough out there right now for Manchester United, and it can get a little toxic when you're losing 3-0 at home, waving those arms, and he's El Capitan. That's something that concerns me given the leadership at United, right? How many managers have been sacked, and just having that type of attitude when you're back against the wall, we kind of need leadership in the team to kind of keep the lads going. And if you're a youngster and you're looking to your captain, and I saw him do a bunch of moaning at like Garnacho, that has to have a negative effect, despite him being probably the best player on the pitch for United today in what was a poor performance.
Yeah, it was a poor performance from a lot of the players, and I think the things that are continuing to let this team down continue to rear their head once again. So set-piece defending is atrocious. I think we've conceded more goals than just about one other team in the league from set pieces, so that just shows the lack of mettle in the squad, a lack of size as well, but I just think a lot of it's toughness, and so many of those goals have been preventable, especially over the last couple of months. Not good enough in the front third, not having enough attacking options in the first place, right? Xerxes was not effective in that first 60 minutes until he got hooked. Malacia as well, but Malacia is a player that you have to play because we don't have depth, because guess what? The starting left back or left fullback is always injured and will be injured for the foreseeable future.
Who?
So this team's a mess. The squad's not going to get any better anytime soon. January is not going to be some kind of big savior for us because we don't have a lot of money to spend and coffers are tight in the first place. So right now we need to fix the things that we could fix with the players he has at his disposal, and we need to shore up set pieces, and we need to stop making individual errors, and we need more clinical in front of goal, right? So Bournemouth, good team, not the same Bournemouth from years.
Great team.
They are a good team. They're above City in the table, sir.
Top
They're,
6, maybe. Bournemouth. Like,
who's a good team then? Who's a bad
No,
team? I mean,
not-
honestly, who are you like? They're a good team.
it's just like, I'll tell you what. We better get that.
We're not a good team. I mean, let's be clear. We are not a good team. We are a huge club.
The only thing I know is that there's a lot of fixtures for the holidays, and we're going to need to bust out that hot sauce, that salt and pepper, start seasoning these L's, and start
Scousers in
eating.
like 2
We're going to
weeks,
start
dude.
eating these L's because they're going to be coming thick and fast here. Speaking of L's coming thick and fast, quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, please check out our YouTube channel. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to all the American Red Devils that went to our channel to like and subscribe. Please help us. We're getting the channel off the ground. Helps the algorithm suggest our channel to other Muppets like yourself. So please get over to our YouTube channel. If you're listening on our iTunes or Spotify, just like, subscribe, and comment below if you disagree with the hot Muppet take. Also, check out our Patreon page. You want to go the extra mile to support the podcast, check us out. Patreon.com/American Devils. Over 100 Patreon and Muppets. Great community, lots of benefits, extra podcasts every month. Please check it out. Also, our store. Grab some merch. We got scarves. We got hats. We got shirts, blankets even, beanies, stickers, pins, everything, sir. Grab something. Support the podcast. Be a top Muppet. Grab some merch, AmericanDevils.store. Also, our website, AmericanDevils.com. Great fan-generated blog content. Sir, tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast. Wherever you listen, it helps support the pod. It helps get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're still giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to AmericanDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Keep those hot reviews coming. We appreciate it. It's the holiday season. Boxing Day match is right around the corner, sir. We're getting cold.
Merry Christmas.
We're getting cold. But sorry, all the money was spent on Anthony. We got nothing left for toys this year. You're getting no chocolate, no little toys, no nothing. Let's get into this match, sir.
Let's break it down, sir. Brutal. All right, we had Andre Onana in net, Maz, Magoo, Martinez back line, Delo, right wing back, Ugarte, Mainu midfield 2, Malacia at left wing back, Diallo, Bruno, and Xerxes up front. What'd you make of this 11 from the manager?
Yeah, anytime you see Malacia, you're gonna have heartburn. You know, every time he's featured, and I understand why he's featuring. I don't fault the fact that he has been playing because he has to get minutes and we need him as an option. But he's looked super shaky. He was shaky today. Xerxes, on paper, I'm fine with it because we got to rotate, but he was not effective in that first half for sure. But yeah, I mean, like, this is the squad we have available. There's nothing that's that shocking in this. What was your takeaway when you saw the 11 this morning?
I disagree on the Malacia bump because we saw him out before, didn't have a great day. It's almost like you need your best 11 for Bournemouth. They're 6th in the Premier League. We rotated midweek against Tottenham. Clearly, I thought that was because he was looking towards Bournemouth as being the game that was the must-win. You got to put Delo on the left. You bump Maz up. Lenny Euro's on the bench. You put him in the back 3. You're way better just with that change. Obviously, and the real issue is Mainu and Malacia together on the left-hand side. If you saw United attack down the left in the first half, Malacia was getting all the action, passing it to Bruno, and then Xerxes was completely disjointed. Nothing was working from an attacking perspective. Also, he was a defensive liability. So he got the hook at halftime. I did not like him starting. I feel like this manager is learning. There is no easy game, and Bournemouth was going to come to our house and take it to us, and that's ultimately what happened.
And take it to us they did, sir. 3 Two 3-0s in a row at home against the Cherries. So we'll get into it. Let's get into that first half. Pretty flat throughout with a lack of urgency, I think, from United. I think the big thing for me was like how unconfident we look on the ball. Just their ability to stitch passes together. They look like they know what they're doing, and we look like we're still trying to figure out how to play football. We did have a good opportunity in the 6th minute that fell to Ahmad. He forced the keeper into a good save. But on the 29th minute, sir, it was the Cherries getting the first mark on the goal, and guess what? It was from a set piece once again.
Malacia foul on the touchline for the free kick, and Xerxes would let us down.
Houston is there, and it's in! Bournemouth silence Old Trafford! And Manchester United's fragility from set pieces.
It's almost like we're a meme. Like this team is a meme. The fans are a meme. Like everything about United is like we're living in a simulation. It's just absolutely brutal. The fact that Xerxes like heads air here, like not even marking his man, he like tries to head the ball. It's like it's already in the net. I look, he's a striker. I'm not going to kill him for defending, but between him and Malacia giving up the foul in a dangerous spot that really didn't need to happen because there was coverage. I just hate this whole play. I hate the whole thing from United, and it was just a bad way to start at home. And then it's like, how are you going to react? Didn't really react. Bruno did have a few chances here. 42nd minute, Bruno forces Kepa into a save. And then 44th, he blasts Bruno again, just blasted wide. Ahmad wide, Bruno wide. I feel like we're just not hitting the target either. Tough first half for United, down a goal. And then the changes were coming. I knew that Euro was going to come in. They were going to shift Maz out to wing back, which was positive. They hooked Malacia at halftime. I also said, hey, you got to get Garnacho in for Menu. But Ugarte had the yellow, so eventually he would make the change. But I was seeing it first half. Amorim got it wrong. Like he got the starting 11 wrong. It didn't work, and he had to make adjustments.
I mean, the thing I like about this manager is he makes subs early, So obviously Malacia was going to get yanked. I don't think he even has the intention of playing more than a half, at least from the manager's perspective. And then him bringing on Garnacho and Højlund as early as he did, it wasn't working out. In the first half, we had more opportunities than we did early on in the second half. And then once again, just like that goal is a back record concede. The chances, Bruno's got to do better, some of those that we had at the end of the first half. But the subs made sense. I thought Garnacho, we weren't good, but this was the best he's featured under the new manager. He has not had a flying start under the Portuguese. But, I thought today he showed some promise at times, but at the end of the day, like as soon as we get into the box, we just look like we lose our head. And we have no idea what pass to make, what shot to take, etc.
Coming out in second half, Euro came on for Malacia, 55th minute, Garnacho and Højlund for Ugarte and Xerxes. I called these exact subs at halftime, but I had Menu coming out instead of Ugarte. The midfield did look a lot worse after Ugarte left. He looks to be finding his footing under Amorim. This system isn't too much for him, which is a positive, sir, if we're going to try to take something out of it. Then 61st minute, moment of madness, Maz would concede the pen here. This was a backbreaker.
On from Christie, neatly done away from Mazraoui. Kluivert drives into the gap and down he goes. That's a penalty. It will be Justin Kluivert. And he scores. Bournemouth's penalty-taking expert does it again.
I mean, would you switch the United team for Bournemouth at the moment? You would. That's how bad it is.
They certainly have some talented players, sir. I mean, Maz, he's had a great start to his United career. He's been a constant professional throughout, and moment of madness because you don't often see penalties that bad. To be fair, you don't often see don't even get close to the ball, so you feel bad for him. He's been so steady, but this is also another thing United does. We could see a terrible goal, and then right after, in bunches, you're giving up multiple goals, and this one's just as easy to prevent as the first one.
Look, you can't have this penalty here, but Maz, he does he get one? He gets one.
That's your one. You get one this season. You get one a year.
He comes in, he's playing well, forward and on defense, and he's going to have a bad one. He gets one, right? Can he get two if he continues to play well? Yeah, he can get two for a season, but this is one, and you got to give it to him. But United need to score. We need to react. You got to see something. We didn't see it. That's the problem that I'm talking about. And the main issue for me in the first half was Bruno in the 2 looks so much better because the anxiety and buildup, he can handle it. It sucks to take your best player and put him deeper in the pitch. We've seen United do that in the past with Rooney.
Yep.
But Ugarte and Menu, it wasn't clicking. And then we made this change a little too late. And then Bournemouth was already on top of us because extra crispy, sir. Cooking United at home, too easy, and then you're just dead man walking.
Manchester United have to steady the ship here. Ouattara and Semenyo! That may well do it for Bournemouth. They are full of festive cheer at Old Trafford.
And it's gone. Done. Who is Leach defending? I have no idea. He's had a rough season, looking like a shadow of his former self. It sucks. I really like Leach, but man, he's got to do better there.
He does. Ball watching is incredible. The goals that we conceded today are like, no one cares because at the end of the day, you lose, you get thrashed 3-0. But this goal, it's like you're just ball watching, and that is rule number one that you cannot be doing, because if you do that, you get punished, and punished we did. Cutback City, once again, how many times has this team been punished by Cutback City in a position where you have men there? You have you're not even just being caught out, you have bodies. So there's no defense in why you could see this goal for a player of his caliber, sir. He's still coming off that World Cup high, I guess, a year and a half later.
65th minute, Garnacho one-on-one. Got to finish. Look, I'm a big Garnacho fan, but these one-on-one, he cannot finish one-on-one. There's 5 this year. I mean, look, he has the best goal I've ever seen. And then 1v1, bottles it. So, look, he's young. He's going to learn. This is something he's got to work on. 81st minute, Kirkes. Well-taken shot. He was a player.
He's a player. Fit as shit, by the way. Just
exactly.
Fit as they come.
They got dogs. 92nd minute, Kepa with a nice late save on Garnacho. And then one thing to note, in the 94th minute, I'm going to say, forget the Bournemouth player, but they are busting guts to track back, to tackle United in the 94th, up 3-0 at home at Old Trafford. And that tells you everything you need to know, because this Bournemouth side is they're putting in the hard yards, and they're seeing the results in the league, and United are bluffing, and we're seeing the results in the league. And so just to give you a little bit of a statement between the two, there's quite a bit of daylight between us and Bournemouth at the moment.
Oh, there's so much daylight in terms of just mentality. The mentality of the team, like you said, they know they had cushion. They knew the game was basically done, and they were still showing that level of effort because they work hard for their manager. They've shown that very, very clearly, and they are also recruiting players who just have high work ethic and have no problem just running all game. And that's what it's going to take in order for us to get back to a place where we can beat any team, including teams like Bournemouth, who beat us 3-0 today. We are going to have to outwork everybody. You don't win shit by just being really, really talented. It doesn't matter. We become the most talented squad in the world. You still need to be willing to grind it out, and you have to grind it out against teams like Bournemouth, who 5 years ago wouldn't cause you that much trouble, but now they're a serious team.
Absolutely. And looking at the stat sheet, we have 23 shots to United, only 7 on target, right? We had trouble hitting. I think our best chances weren't on target. To Bournemouth's 10, they had 3 on target. 5, scored 3. 60% of possession to United, 40% for Bournemouth. But at the end of the day, the XG was in our favor, but it was against Tottenham, and we conceded so many goals. And so, what we're seeing is that we're just gifting opposition goals, low probability chances, and our attack is toothless. We're not finishing. Something's got to give here. So I just can't point to the stat sheet and be hey, we dominated. Bournemouth were in control. We look lost, making emergency changes because it's going so bad. And then we never even got going. I felt with Tottenham, when we made the changes, we got going. United was just all over the pitch today. But let's just hear what the manager has to say. He's looking like he's
aged.
He's already
there's 6 weeks.
I think
bro.
there's some of those hairs in the front there getting falling out already. He's getting a little light. Getting a little light hammer. What do you got?
Concede the first goal from a set piece. Okay.
Yeah, without conceding nothing to the opponent, and then when one set pieces make us more nervous, all the stadium, I felt it since the first minute. There's a lot of anxiety. That's normal because of the context, and is really disappointed, and then create a lot of chances to score, and then again, against Tottenham, they scored two goals, and it's really hard. After that third goal, is everybody's suffering in the stadium, the fans, the players, everybody. So it's a tough moment, but we have to face it and then to prepare the next game.
You said the other week that Carlos in charge of set pieces now. Would you consider changing that? Because Andreas Jorgensen was brought to the club in the summer to take charge of set pieces.
No, the responsible of everything is me, is not Carlos. So is on me, and we are a team. We are a team in the good moments, in the bad moments. We have a way of doing things. We are working on that. We are going to improve on that also. But we didn't lose because of set pieces. We lose because we create more chances. We didn't score, and then in this moment everything against us. They can score like against Tottenham. We create a lot of chances also. It is a difficult moment, but the responsible is me, not Carlos.
I'll tell you what, this job will kill you. This job will put you in an early grave. It's like he's already like, you know how much I think of Ruben, but he's already like, oh, this job is tough. Tough doing, sir. I like how he takes the responsibility for the set pieces over the set piece manager. That's the true leader that we've seen already since day one. But I think he's already getting like woo, big job. Big job. Manchester, not an easy one.
No, I think it's the reaction to the players and the quality of what he's got here. I think it's just this has been he's come in, like, think about it. How many managers have come in? It's like even like Ten Hag came in. And it's like he's got to fight, like he's fighting Rashford now. It's like you thought you fought like the Ronaldo.
Sure, they all are fighting.
Like, they're always like, all right, here you go, welcome to the club where you got to fight with a player who's making too much money. Like going through the list, Martial, like another, go through it, like
Pogba.
it's like a nightmare. It's literally just like a nightmare, and it's like you start thinking about all these, like how many years we've been doing this podcast, and it's just it's brutal. It's so brutal. It's like, and then it's like, Højlund, he's the guy. He's gonna be great. Yeah, he's gonna be like. It's like, and it's every time this fan base, I think we just do it. And I like, to be honest, like no joke, it's like we become a meme because like every manager we hire, like he's the next guy. Every player we sign, they're great, and actually they're all fucking shit. And this team is shit. And you look at all these players in this team, and it's like, who would you take? Who would you keep? And I think you and me, we touched the third rail. Like last year, we said you got to get rid of Rashford and you got to get rid of Bruno. You got to get rid of everybody and you got to burn it to the ground and you got to start anew. And I hate to say it because Bruno is our best player, but it's like that. Like there's something wrong with the culture at this club, like through and through. Like Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. These guys are here. They've been here the whole time, and it ain't working, right? And it's like they all got to go, and then there's only one guy, and that's Amorim, and it's his way or the highway. I'm not saying get rid of Bruno Fernandes, but I'm just saying that like something is rotten to the core of how this club operates and the attitude of the team. And that's what this manager is reacting to. He's digesting it. That's what you and me are reacting to, because we might see a nice up and coming manager on the touchline, but it's that same rotten core of shit that we've been seeing the last 6 or 7 years. And it is Rashford, and it is probably Bruno Fernandes at the end of the day, because the captain sure as hell ain't getting everybody in line. Like we're laying eggs faster than we've ever had before. And it's like, and then you get into the whole like Jim Ratcliffe and all the changes he's doing is like, is this all helping United? Because it seems worse than the Glazers. It seems like everything is off the rails on another degree. And maybe we're just headed down farther in the hole of pain that is being a Manchester United fan. But sir, I do love this club. We'll be back, but man, I just hope we could get it together.
Yeah, I hope we can get it together in the 20s, the 2020s, because otherwise it might be a long road back, because, I feel the frustration. I get it. This team's a mess. It's a shell of itself. I believe in this manager, but even Ratcliffe, he's doing things that are making me concerned with his judgment, given that how much encouraging things were around his appointment or him joining the club, coming into the club a year ago. So Ruben needs time. This team is full of bluffers. I think there are some really good young kids in the squad who are willing to take the next step and step up and grind for this manager. But I think you're going to have to shed most of the weight, like you said, even in the form of players who are like high contributors, but do they contribute to the culture that we need to get to, where we need to have a winning ethos across everybody? No ego, no attitude. All it is about working as hard as possible and basically doing whatever it takes to fucking win. And we're so far from that I just hope we can keep it together in the meantime, because I think people are getting chippy. It's like Erik ten Hag for around like 15 months of shit. No, there's a nervousness in the way the players play. At Old Trafford, there was a nervousness even before the kickoff.
Yeah, but it's not. But you get what I'm saying. It's like, and that I hate to pick on Bruno, but it's like he's the leader, and you have a young kid, and he's probably coming on nervous, and then he's throwing his arms and yelling at him like for just being off in a communication with like it was with Garnacho. Like Garnacho didn't go, he passed it, and he's just like, and that's the captain. Is that what it's like? And we're down 3 goals. Is like that. It's like it just there's something about that that's toxic. You know, that's not like. That culture is just not going to get you to the top. I'm not trying to blame Bruno, but something about this team where everyone's nervous. People are looking for blame. People are thinking about socials. It's just something. It's not fun. It's not confident. It's not supportive. It's not like ruthless. It's something about United is like culturally is off. And if you really look, you can see it.
You see it everywhere. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it. We watch this team so much. We've been watching this team and fans of this team for so long, over 2 decades. You know when stuff is off. Stuff's been off for a long time. It was off. Guess what? When they're dancing in the fucking dressing room after losing, you knew it was off then. Now we've gotten used to it.
Yeah,
we've gotten used to it. Yeah. Rudy was like, they weren't saying it to the same degree. We're like, this is unusual. You know, this is probably doesn't make the most sense if you want to have a team performing at the highest level that can win what we want to win. So right now, I don't disagree with you, and I'm a huge Bruno fan, but like, there's a rotten culture at United. It's manifested over 11 years. And we know exactly why it is. Yes, and here we are, and it's like it's going to take years to decouple this shit. It's going to take years and years, and it's probably going to involve removing all the players we talked about. So as much as I like to think Bruno will be here for the next title, he probably won't.
No, but it's that. What is Ruben Amorim reacting to, and what's like kind of that he has that 1,000 yards. It's got to be something like that, where he's like they're so disconnected from reality that they're not even worried about being good, and it's like that's almost what we see every day. At Grifter 10, we need to have an open, honest, and unemotional discussion about these players, even the ones we like. Most are not good enough 3 years later, and Rangnick's words still ring true. We need 10 to 11 new players. It is scary. It is true.
It's true.
At Gray Internet, much like last week, a heaping pile of shitfootball.com. I want to feel optimistic and back the manager, but I think we have to admit this team in its current form is really, really poor, unacceptable, and far below anything we should expect from Manchester United. And you know, when I was watching the game, and you look over at Bournemouth, and you see a lot of young, hungry, upcoming players that are just like working their socks off, and you see United's bench, it's like you probably need to liquidate United and just like start fresh. Like we said it last year. We said burn it all down, get rid of everyone, sell all the big names, just cash in, and then start buying young, hungry talent, and then get an impressionable manager who can build this place the way he wants. That is Amorim. And I feel like the plan kind of got screwed when we brought Ten Hag back, and we kind of made some splashy signings, kind of the old school United style, and we didn't kind of hit the reset. This season, we're going to have to hit the reset a little bit in January and then more in the summer. I think that's going to come. We're going to do this. And oh, by the way, we're going to play like a postseason tour as well to make more money because we're screwed.
Not great.
But the reset button is needed, like we were just talking about.
I mean, think about it. Look at the sideline today for our squad versus their squad. Their side, their bench was all these players you never heard of. Our bench was Casemiro and Eriksson and Johnny Evans and players who like, hey, I've liked a lot in their previous tenures or even when they first came to the club. But like, we need to move away from the big names and the big signings and the older players on, the last big cash grab of their career, sir. We need to sign players like the Paraguayan kid out of fucking South America who you've never heard of, who I guarantee that kid eat nails for breakfast, bro. He just like works so fucking hard, and we just need lean, mean dogs, guys who are willing to run for their manager and say, thank you, sir, may I have another, happy to run more. And until we get back to that, we're going to suffer because, like, you know what? You have teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, like teams with big name players, and they're all lean and running their asses off. And we have United, they think it's all with the socials, like you said, and you don't have to earn it because you play for the biggest club in the world. Now you got to earn everything every day. You got to earn it.
At Gordon Frederick, trying to stay optimistic ain't easy, but if we put 2 of the chances away in the first half, it's a different game. We cannot convert. Plenty of quality chances today. If we get them in early, it's a different game. We had more XG again. Scoring goals changes everything. It does. And we're not good enough to score. It's kind of a tragic situation in attack, but you also saw Xerxes up there. He was not doing anything, not connecting. Like, we don't know where Bruno can play in the attack with there's no 10. It's like he was out on the left side. Like he was kind of lost with Malacia out there. It's like we need to get him central. We're not playing the 4-2-3-1. we haven't figured it out yet. He looks good in the 2, but then we want him in attack, and then we miss the buildup. It's like there's a balance there. At BubC316, don't think we played that bad today. We created chances, but we didn't take advantage. Our defending on set pieces is poor and continues to be a huge issue. There is something there if you say, hey, we should have shipped maybe 1 goal, and we probably should have scored at least 1, right, per the XG. Maybe it should have been a draw, but I think on the eye test, Bournemouth just had a day. It was way too easy. The game was over in the 60th minute, right?
No, well, of course. Because,
fans leaving.
I mean, once it's 3-0, you know this team's not going to get back into the game. No, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch because a lot of the issues that we made, have been classic issues that we've seen from this team time and time again. The set piece defending, the back-to-back goals felt like a trademark of this current squad, which just speaks to the poor mentality. Whereas they know to go get another one because I guarantee you some of these refs, some of these managers are telling their team, like, hey, you get a goal against United, keep going, because they have a tendency to leak in bunches, and we do. And we have been doing a lot of that recently.
So many great points here for the American Red Devils. At Country Esquire, the list of problems is long, but build-up is still the big issue. Ugarte Manu is better for the long-term project, but Casemiro and Eriksson provide a much better threat. And progressive passability, I say start the pensioners and bring on the next generation in 60 minutes. Look, we need to find something to work. And at Fairway Freddy, no wing backs to play in this system and forwards with big flaws. Why take off Ugarte and not replace him with Casemiro? Just a flawed team, flat out predictable. You have to talk about this point quickly because it goes to the Dan Ashworth sacking, where Dan Ashworth probably wasn't like, we brought in Amorim. We have to recognize as fans, we don't have wing backs to play a 3-4-3. We got Malacia, left wing back. Are you kidding me? Do you see him play? Have you seen him play? The manager is desperate for that to work out. By the way, it's not going to, and he probably won't get another shot anytime soon because he let him down twice. And we don't have players.
No, we don't.
We don't have players to play this way. So then why to bring in a manager who's going to play this way? That had to be Ashworth's comment. Yeah. He got the axe.
He got him axed. That's not great.
But that's the problem. Is now we're so far, we're even farther behind the 8 ball because we have to play a whole nother style of play. We don't even have the players, and then we don't have strikers. By the way, we knew we needed strikers, and we got a number 10 who plays for Bologna. It's madness how
he plays for Manchester United now.
Bologna FC.
He plays for us now.
Tell that guy to put down the bologna sandwiches at the end of the day because like signing that guy, it's like when you need a number 9, brutal. It's like because Højlund ain't the guy. I always said bring a veteran on loan. You can sign Xerxes. You need another guy as well. Like the fact we only have Højlund and Xerxes.
Who's running the club?
It's not good for both of them.
Who's running the club?
You're going to ruin both of them because you don't have cover.
We ruin everybody. We ruin everybody at this team. And then we get blamed for it, and some of it's on the players. But who's next, sir? It's like at this point,
sign me up.
Who's running the club? Is it Jim Ratcliffe or is it Omar Barada or is it Dan Ashworth up until a week ago? It's like I have concerns, bro. I have concerns. I'm concerned.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, man.
Filthy animals. Yeah. Okay.
Look, that's it. That's the podcast.
That's it. We're done.
We're done. That's the pod. You like the American Red Devils? Please check us out on YouTube, American Red Devils. Please like, subscribe, get in the comments below. Let us know what you think of the game. Is it as bad as everybody's saying? Is there hope? United this low in the table. Merry Christmas. We always open the table on Christmas. Maybe we're going to hold off till New Year's.
Yeah, hold off till Valentine's Day.
Check out our store, AmericanDevils.store, sir. Give us our top 10 cities last 7 days.
I forgot about the Malaysia tour. That's like cash grabs. Cash grabs will continue until morale improves. Top 10 cities last 7 days. Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Houston, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Brooklyn, New York, Los Angeles, California, New York, Melbourne, Australia, Dublin, Ireland, Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Manchester, England. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do it without you. We appreciate you all. It's been tough goings these days. We get it. But we got a Boxing Day match against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's going to be a big one. Appreciate all American Devils. Appreciate your holidays. Enjoy your holidays.
Wolverhampton with a new manager bounce.
Woo! They're coming for us. They're going to be coming for us, sir.
Wolverhampton, new manager bounce.
Let's go.
Exactly what we needed. I see the Stratford Enterprise. Everybody have a great Christmas, great holiday. Celebrating around the world.